The following is the production of WEGL 91.1 FM.
That ball is gone. It's a walk-off home run for Stephen Williams.
WEGL Sports,
The Tigers are headed to the College World Series.
where every
Did the Auburn Tigers walk off with a 12-4 victory?
game
There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back.
lives. It's now time for the Extra Point. Auburn's best sports talk personalities on Auburn's best station.
We, the North, are now we, the champions. The Raptors, the 2019 NBA champs.
Auburn's most watched sports TV show, Auburn's best sports talk radio show.
Lillard, long range three. And it's good! At the buzzer! Damian Lillard! Are you kidding me?
Call in at 334-844-9345 to join the debate.
Oh, my God.
Deep to right field, way up there, and way out of here! Second deck walk-off home run! Grand slam, Bryce Harper!
Lock in. The Extra Point starts now on WEGL Radio and Eagle Eye TV. Presented by WEGL Sports, where every game lives.
Here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come.
And welcome into another Thursday edition of the Extra Point. You know what that means? Pick 'em and some crazy things happening inside the studio. Hello, everybody. Jared Dillard, and joining me in the studio, as always on Thursday, is Carter Bird, Devin Foreman, and Jack Hart. Carter, let's start with you. How you doing on this Thursday morning?
Doing all right. I can't wait to hear this poem that our guy Devin has.
That is true. Devin has a poem ready to go. We'll get to that in a moment. But Devin, for right now, how's it going?
Oh man, it's going good. It's going pretty good. It's just been a good day. I'm excited for today for some reason.
You excited?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun show, so you should be excited. Last
Ready.
but not least, scooting to the studio late, Jack Hart.
Hey guys, it's cold out. Having a rough morning, but I'm glad to be in my favorite place in the whole world
There you go.
with my favorite guys
On a Thursday, baby.
on a Thursday. TGIT.
Welcome back to Extra Point here on WEGL 911 and Eagle Eye TV. Hello, everybody. Jared Dillard, and in the studio with me is Carter Bird, DV the baby, and Cameron.
What's up? What's up?
How's it going?
As we continue our conversation about the NBA, let's talk about Embiid and Cat. They definitely got into it.
Bop, bop, bop.
Both of them ejected, and I guess this rivalry continues between the two, whatever this may be.
Hey, you know what they call where I'm from?
What?
Bop, bop, bop. That's what they call. I'm telling y'all, man, Joel ain't really what he about, man. For real. Big Cat really got him. For real. For real, for real.
Wait,
like,
what?
I'm telling you, if you really want to see that, man, Big Cat will beat the brakes off Embiid. I promise you. Embiid really don't want that. I promise you. I know Big Cat person. Like, they do not play that. I've seen Big Cat play like 1,000 times in AAU. That man will kill Embiid. So, Embiid, chill out. You don't want that Big Cat action. Promise you that.
You don't want that big cat action.
Wait.
I'm telling you, man. Don't let that fool you. I'm telling you, Big Cat will beat the brakes off Embiid. For real.
Isn't the whole story with Karl Anthony Towns that he plays kind of soft in the NBA and like he's not known as this big, tough, physical big man?
Embiid
Isn't that the whole thing?
But Embiid be on the 3-point line almost more than Big Cat. So I really don't care. No big man is really just physically
Wasn't
imposing.
Embiid winning last night in this fight?
I mean, I don't know.
No.
I
Big
mean,
Cat
he
would
took
beat
him to the ground, and then
Fair.
he got pulled off him by other people. But and then Ben Simmons got involved, which
Yeah.
is
And apparently the Wolves,
Everyone gangster till
Yeah.
Ben Simmons gets involved.
the Wolves are actually disputing Ben Simmons being a peacemaker in that fight. So,
I mean, I agree. I watched the video, and
yeah. So,
I mean, he at one point he definitely has Karl Anthony Towns in a chokehold.
peacemaker. What peacemaker doesn't put somebody else in a chokehold?
The good old sleeper hold to make him pass out and stop the fight.
Jack, for me,
And we just wide receivers.
I think your greatest comparison that I can come up with is Joe Ingles on the Jazz. Yeah. I think for me, he kind of he's not out there. He's not the focal point of the Jazz. He gets the job done when you need him. Very reliable. And that's kind of you.
That's a good comparison. I like that one. I didn't think about that. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
So, yeah. See, I'm good at this.
It's your turn, Jingles.
Devin
Oh, God.
reminds me of Chris Paul. Chris Paul came onto the scene in a minor role, showed out in New Orleans, much like Devin's early tenure on this show, but he's really hit his stride and come into full fruition. Devin's a leader. He leads our little players union here, if it were. He rallies the team together and gets us going
Timeout.
against the Shield.
There's a players union here?
Yeah.
There's an extra point union I
You
don't know
remember what
about?
happened before the show?
It's all of us against you.
Exactly.
And Devin led the charge, and that's why he's a leader. He's fast-paced. He knows what's up, and that he's kind of goofy too, which is Chris Paul's super goofy. So,
In the latter part of his career, everybody's gonna hate him and not want to play with him.
well, we'll get there.
I'll retire before
He's
they
gonna
get
sign
there.
a massive contract that's untradeable, except for when the Thunder
Yeah.
just want to trade another untradeable contract.
All right, Devin, for you, what is Carter? What is Carter's NBA comparison?
Steve Nash. Right? The reason why I say Steve Nash is,
I'm a little surprised by that one.
older Steve Nash, with Amari Stoudemire, he feeds me all the time. He just give me the pick and roll, and I finish. You know what I'm saying? He's just a conductor of this whole thing. If it wasn't for you, he'll be the conductor. You know what I'm saying? He makes sure we get to point A to point B. When everything is going sideways, he know how to get everybody going. So I would have to say Steve Nash. He's smart. He know everything. We have to worry about him. So I go Steve Nash.
All right, you ready, Jared?
Well, Carter, this will determine whether or not
Anthony Bynum.
Wait, you mean Andrew Bynum?
Yeah, Andrew,
I'm about to
my
say
bad.
first of all,
My
but
bad, Andrew. Yeah,
He combined Anthony Bennett and Andrew Bynum
what
into
it
one
was.
person, which would have been a great, just total bust of a player. But I've got you pegged as Kyrie Irving. You've got the talent, but you always want to remind us that it's your show and it's your team. And you ball out sometimes.
I agree.
But you also want to tell us about how it's your show. Just like Kyrie did last night. Hot take here. Him taking the mic before the game and addressing the crowd the way he did. That is a chess move by Kyrie while KD's out. KD's not out there. He's trying to win the fans over, win the team over, so it's his team when KD comes back. That's what that was.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's accurate, I guess. Yeah. I don't think I'm very in your face about it's my show. It's our show.
You said that
Who's
you were the
new
quarterback
nine?
and I'm your receiver. I run the routes and you throw the ball to me.
Yeah, but
last segment.
we're a team. We're a team.
What kind of?
You're my wide receiver.
You mute my mic all the time for no reason.
And that's when you say stupid stuff.
No, that's when I just say things
and this
addressing
show,
you.
This show doesn't belong to us. It belongs to the viewers.
And you literally fired him about twice since I've been here. So
hey, I think I've got you dead on pegged as Kyrie Irving.
Okay, well,
Is your mic on?
my headset's unplugged.
That explains that part.
I do have a story. Sorry I didn't bring this up during the Auburn-Florida segment, but I really should have known Auburn was done for when at 5 a.m. driving down I-75 north towards Gainesville, I was passed by a royal blue Ford F-150 with 4 Gator flags at about 120 miles an hour. They did stop just for a moment up beside me to give me a a chomp before they sped off into the night.
Did you get drive-by gator chomp?
I got drive-by gator chomped at about 90 miles an hour at 5 in the morning on the interstate, and if that's not a Florida man story, I don't know what is.
Win the series 3-0. Twins got 9 hits, but they couldn't do anything with it. So definitely a tough way for the Twins to go out. But I want to show you guys something. Got to support the team. So today, guess what I'm wearing?
Your Yankee socks.
It's my Yankee socks.
Jesus.
I hate you so much.
Look at them.
I see him.
I dislike Jared.
Got to support the other team on the other side. So I got my Yankee socks on. Carter, you seem very disgruntled about that.
Well, I didn't want your feet up in the camera today, so that's
Hey,
a
these are my
strike,
cameras
and
anyway.
we already know how I feel about your fandom and how much of a joke it is.
What I know is that at a Knoxville car dealership, there is a promotional stunt going on where a man is going to camp out on top of a car until Tennessee wins a game. Now, let me remind you that Tennessee's next 5 weeks consist of, Mississippi State, not in this order, Kentucky, UAB, which
I don't know if they'll win that
Lord help that guy if they lose to the Blazers, because that might be it for the Vols. But yeah, this guy's in for. This is just going to be a live feed of the slow death of a Tennessee auto salesman, I guess.
So
This guy's not getting off the car. I hate it for him.
Tennessee's next couple of games.
Mississippi.
They play Mississippi State this weekend. The next week they go to Alabama. God help them. The next week they come back home against South Carolina. The next week after that they play UAB, and the week after that they play at Kentucky. If they don't win any of those, hold on, because they have a bye week. He didn't account for that. He didn't account for the bye week in between when they get what I assume shelled by Missouri. He'll miss Thanksgiving, and his family will wonder where he's at, and then they'll play Vanderbilt at home, and then they're not going to be bowl eligible, so they don't win against Vanderbilt.
This guy's going to be. He better count basketball wins because he's going to be there for a year.
Big game of the week. UCF travels to Pittsburgh to play the Panthers.
I've been saying it all week. Turn the game day bus around. Send it up to Allegheny County. I want to see this game.
I mean, Central Florida by 28, at least.
I see you bring it down a little bit. You said Penn State by 1 million last week, and now you brought it down to 28. So I like
Penn
it.
State's better than Central Florida is. But Pittsburgh showed up, played the game of their life, the game of their season last week. The defense showed up, kept them within 7. Can't do it 2 weeks in a row. Central Florida's got too much speed, too much depth at the skill positions. Central Florida by 28.
I can't back down. I said it last week. I said when Pitt played the top team on the at home, upsets abound because they're going to pull it off one way or another. I will not back down this week. Give me Pittsburgh over UCF.
They can't run. They can't pass.
They can't do it. They can't do any of that stuff. But they have heart. That's all you need. That is all you need.
This ain't Friday Night Lights or Remember the Titans over here. Chill out. You got to have skill to win.
Give me Pitt to beat UCF at home. I think Pitt's ready. I think the place will be rocking. Give me the Panthers. And they look cool in their new unis now. Jack.
That was great, Jared. I think UCF's going to win the game, unfortunately. I'm going to watch it because it's going to be hilarious, but UCF wins this one.
Why is it going to be so funny for you?
Pittsburgh and UCF, two of the funniest teams from the past 5 years. Yes, hilarious.
Let's go ahead and get the elephant out of the room. I picked Pitt, and I was right. That's the only thing that matters.
I knew it was coming.
Game day should have turned that bus around.
As soon as they blocked that punt, it was over.
I told Jack I can't believe Pitt actually won that game. And it's like I was like, I would have been fine with everything on the weekend, but the fact that UCF actually lost to Pitt. Pitt is so bad, though.
Are they?
Yes.
They're bad.
Are they?
They look
awful.
Because, I mean, they played back-to-back games against Penn State and UCF, and they could have won both of them. And if they did beat Penn State, we're looking at a ranked 3-1 Pitt team.
You put that away.
Hang on.
Pitt actually has 6 votes in the AP poll.
How dare they?
I know they do. But they're bad. I think Penn State is worse than we realize. They have horrendous quarterback play. UCF, I don't think they are what they were cracked up to be.
You're not going to like this.
Their marquee win over Stanford. This is the worst Stanford team in 15 years.
You're not going to like what I'm about to say.
Okay, say it.
Pitt's about to run the table. Pitt's going to end the season 10-2.
Let me look.
Because that is not a bad schedule. Like, not bad for it's easy to win.
Well, yeah, that's because the ACC is a garbage fire.
Exactly.
Okay, yes, you get a win next week. At Duke, probably a loss. Duke will... David Cutcliffe is one of the best coaches in the country. He's just at Duke. Now, he doesn't have Daniel Jones, which apparently is the biggest loss you could possibly have after Daniel Jones just roasted the NFL. But and then the following week, they lose at Syracuse. They don't have the athletes to hang with Miami. Granted, it is at Pitt.
Central Michigan hung with Miami this week. I think Pitt can hang with Miami. Other games that happened, Tennessee gave us hope and then dashed it in the second half as they fell to Georgia 43-14. Ohio State.
Their quarterback almost died on the field at the end of that game.
That is also true.
That man probably has multiple broken ribs. That was one of the hardest hits I've ever seen.
Yeah, but Carter, he's okay. Because remember, he's your quarterback in your new offense when I get hired and you're my offensive coordinator.
He had to be helped off the field. He was holding his ribs. He goes to the sideline and goes to lay down because he's in pain. And I'm pretty sure he passed out.
It's like
all of a sudden, like he's about to fully lay down and he goes kind of limp.
Do you remember?
Have any of y'all broke a rib before?
I
have. Then that's I can only imagine.
I didn't break a rib, but I had a hairline fracture on a rib.
No, I broke like 2 of them.
Yeah. It's like do you
You
remember?
guys standing in the batting cage like Happy Gilmore? How are you breaking ribs?
I was playing
That's
a
a long
sport.
story.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was playing a sport. So
I was also playing a sport.
All right.
You remember when Reggie Bush got hit really hard and he crawled off the field? It's kind of reminiscent of that. Not my injury, but what happened to the Tennessee guy. Yeah, the Tennessee guy. No. Yeah. But that being said, by the way, Bay Marks will be our defensive coordinator, by the way. Jacob will be the strength and conditioning coach. But he'll also be the guy that pulls me back when I get upset on the sideline.
Are we trying to lose games?
Okay, but
let me be the DB coach.
Tennessee.
I want to be a DB coach.
DB coach? Jack, what are you?
Down.
Can you be my analytics
No, I'm
guy?
not coming. Why do you just think? I barely want to work for you as is.
You don't want to be my staff at Tennessee.
Wait a minute.
Jared's hurt right now.
Wait a minute. What's the goal? What's the goal? Wait.
He's offensive coordinator.
Oh, never mind. I want to change. Anything he need, I'm on his side. Okay, can't be on. Yeah.
He's Carter's get back coach.
Yeah, you're right.
Receivers coach or
Receivers coach. I do receivers.
running backs coach or
Yeah,
something?
receivers coach. Let me get that.
So receivers coach.
Can we make Jack our O-line coach?
Yeah. I'll go out there with him. I'll show him
You
how
don't
to
want
do
to be
it.
my analytics guy. I need somebody who's good with numbers.
Sabermetrician.
And Bay, he told me that he turned in his resume to me, and it's a pretty good resume. In senior year of high school, in the Powder Puff game, his defense shut out the other team 14-0. So, pretty good resume.
I mean,
Hey, what's up?
Have you done that?
Yes, actually. Yes, I have coached a Powder Puff game to a dominant, 4-touchdown win.
But did they score?
I don't know. I was coaching the offense.
Exactly.
Okay, but
on the
I-
offense gonna be fine.
Okay, but Bay's defense.
Oh my goodness! I just saw Garantano get hit.
No, it was Maurer.
Maurer?
Oh, good.
Maurer.
Another
It
one?
was the freshman. It was Garantano's backup that started the game.
Oh,
Hey, let me see that. Let me.
Yeah, hold on.
This is great radio right now.
While they're watching that, other things that happened: Joe Burrow and LSU.
Oh God, you had to bring it up.
Hey.
I was gonna talk the Iowa-Michigan game because those drive charts are amazing.
No, that offensive line should be embarrassed. Like that was just
They
embarrassing.
should be dissolved if you're
Like, that
being
was- they
They
honest.
were dissolved.
All right, see that play?
He really just teed off on him.
All right.
Like,
I'm gonna read the Michigan Iowa drives from the start of the game for both teams. Punt, fumble, field goal, punt, touchdown, fumble, interception, punt, field goal, punt, interception, turnover on downs, interception, punt, missed field goal, punt, into the fourth quarter.
I'm gonna hear that in my nightmare.
punt.
That game was there was no offense in that game.
I'm
And
gonna
we talk about us.
I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night and Carter's standing in my doorway with the lights off, just saying punt over and over again.
How many rushing yards do you think Iowa had in this game?
Negative 62.
Do not look it up.
Negative 62.
I'm
40,
Okay, come on.
41.
no, I'm gonna say like 16.
10.
One.
I was
1
closer to
yard.
I said 16. You said negative 42.
You went over.
Well, hey, yeah.
7 technically won.
They had 1 rushing yard. If you're Iowa, how's that happen?
Well, you probably
You're a ground and pound team.
probably took 20 sacks.
Yeah. Do they count that though? I think they
Yeah, that's counted in rushing
Hey,
yards.
Yeah.
I will say the best game of the weekend was Tulsa SMU triple overtime. The game was sick. I'm not sure if y'all watched
The
it.
Pony
Oh, no.
Express.
It was
I watched it.
unbelievable.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Unbelievable catch in triple overtime to win it.
And watch out.
Also, the Tulsa kicker, hilariously bad. And also, he faked the most hilarious injury ever. Guy, touched his shoelace, and the man acted like he tore an ACL and acted like he couldn't kick the next field goal. So they put the backup in. And of course, the backup missed because, that's just obvious. But, yeah, that was a hilarious finish.
You see what pressure does to you? It just
Look,
It makes you fake injuries, and then on film on Monday, your team realizes we hate our kicker. We should definitely
I never
kick
want
him off the team.
I would never want to be a kicker. You sit on the sidelines for 30, 40 minutes, and then you have to come in and be like, all right, we need you to hit this to win the game. And then you got to do it.
Dude,
that's the
he
job.
gotta be
but
different.
So
you got closer in
he
baseball. That would be horrible.
he kicks the field goal. He sees that it's a miss. The guy lands at his feet and he's watching it. And once he realizes it's going to be a miss, the guy has barely touched him. He falls to the ground and flops and acts like he just blew out his knee, and then sells it for the next 30 minutes. He limps off the field after the game, and he barely got touched.
Hey, you
It
got
was
but he-
sad.
but that's-
It was sad.
It's not a performance. It's a way of life.
Acting.
I was making the standings graphic this morning, and I was laughing that the Falcons are 1-4 because 3 weeks ago we were saying, this is a really weak division. If the Falcons want a chance, they got to strike now while the Drew Brees is out.
Don't you bring that back
Goodness
up.
gracious.
But you know who did strike while the iron was hot? And by iron hot, I mean they beat a team that didn't have a win. The Cardinals. It was the rendition of the Toilet Bowl, but not as bad this past week as 2 winless teams went at it. And the Cardinals,
The Cardinals should have won that game by a heck of a lot more than 3.
Well,
Cincinnati fans straight up didn't show up to the game either.
that's because they got other things to do. Like
Too busy eating their disgusting chili.
Skyline chili.
the Bills beat the Titans 14-7. The Bills don't know how to score a lot of points, but they do know how to pretty much beat other teams.
Duke Williams. Game-winning touchdown catch in his first game, activated on Friday, turns around on Sunday, wins a game.
And after that, the Bills traded away Zay Jones. So
And
there's
Duke
room.
Williams is here to stay, baby.
other player movements as Tennessee's kicker got axed.
Oh yeah,
And they signed Cody Parkey.
SEC champion Cody Parkey.
Good Morning America attendant Cody Parkey. At the Titans are not
He's a
2-3.
Pro Bowler once.
Yes, he was. He was
He's
a
like
Pro
the
Bowler.
14th most accurate kicker of all time.
He was a Pro Bowler. He was on Good Morning America, and he's probably still one of the most hated people in Chicago.
Yeah,
So
it's safe to say.
there is that.
It's him and what's the
Bartman.
Steve Bartman.
Steve Bartman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Steve Bartman.
This just in. Bears starting kicker S. Bartman.
Gosh, for some odd reason, it's still weird to think that the last time the Bears went to the Super Bowl, Rex Grossman was our quarterback.
Hey, we're only 5 days away from the Redskins-Dolphins game.
Don't bring that up.
Someone gets a win.
The Bears went to London and lost John Gruden revenge game for the Khalil Mack trade.
John Gruden cried after we traded Khalil Mack, and now he's dancing in the locker room, saying he wish he had a disco.
The Patriots beat the Redskins 33-7, and obviously Jay Gruden's swipe access did not work when they got to the building the next day.
Well,
He
no,
was fine.
they brought him up there at 5 a.m. and fired him at 5 a.m. That's
Hey, look on the
that's
bright
so
side.
cold.
I wouldn't show up.
Look on the bright side.
I'd be like, nah, I'm good.
At least have the rest of his day, to do stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you're gonna fire him, you do it now.
go play a
Yeah.
I heard
back nine before you hit the unemployment line.
on a podcast I was listening to, Chris Long was like, yeah, Jay Gruden strikes me as the guy who shows up 5 a.m., gets fired, goes home, by 7 o'clock's back in bed, sleep until 10 a.m., and he gets up and just chills.
I would. I mean, what else are you gonna do? You ain't got a job anymore.
Start booking flights to Knoxville, I guess.
You stop. I'm trying to get a job there.
Yeah, Oklahoma big. Let's see lots of Crimson in the Cotton Bowl by the end of the afternoon. That's an 11 o'clock kick, unfortunately.
Did Kansas storm the field after holding Oklahoma to 45?
That game lasted about 5 hours because there was a weather delay. So I doubt there was anyone there.
Ranked SMU stormed the field after a triple overtime win over Tulsa.
Ranked SMU stormed the field after beating Tulsa.
All aboard. Pony Express.
The 75 people that were there all jumping over that brick wall at the end on the hill, grassy hill over there.
And the NCAA is about to come down on them hard with another death penalty. All right, give me the what is it? Is this the last game?
Game of the week, baby.
Game of the week. I'm here for it.
Florida. Winners last weekend. Heading to Death Valley of LSU to take on the real Tigers in the SEC, apparently. If you listen to Jared, it's Florida v. LSU.
You listen to Jared, or just watch the stats.
Or you just watch the games.
Yeah,
because our Tigers don't have any teeth right now. They're great at defense, but they don't have the teeth to inflict damage. But there's a reason why this line is continuing to move in LSU's favor.
3 touchdowns already. Is that right?
Wait,
is that right?
No.
Is it right?
13.5.
13.5? How many touchdowns is that?
I mean,
for Auburn, field goals are touchdowns. So
at this point,
for 5 field goals, so 5 scores for Auburn.
That's the kind of game it's going to be.
I want you guys to understand that LSU, who perpetually did not ever have an offense under Les Miles, is currently averaging 54.6 points per game.
It's the first time they've ever had 4 consecutive 50-point games.
So, with that being said, we're giving a score on this?
Absolutely.
All right. With that being said, LSU runaway favorites. I don't think it's even close. Joe Burrow is going to end the Florida Gators in Death Valley. Joe Burrow, 1,800 yards, 22 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. My boy got it
Oh,
on
I thought
lock.
you were saying 1,800 yards in this game. I was like, Jared.
Joe Burrow's going to put down the Gators by a score of 45-20.
It's very similar to my
Very
score
close
that
to
I
my
have over
score.
here. So I don't think Florida's all that they're cracked up to be still. I came out of the Auburn game thinking more, wow, Auburn got exposed on multiple aspects more than Florida's really good.
The best comment of the weekend I saw was, despite their best efforts, Florida remains undefeated for another week.
I think LSU is going to score a lot of points in this game because I think it's going to start to snowball on Florida when they can't score. I've got this game 45-13.
Okay.
Dang.
Jack?
Sorry, I just deleted my Cincinnati pick.
It's probably telling you something.
Yeah, this game is huge. I think LSU is going to expose Florida, and by transitive property, expose Auburn if last week didn't already do it before they expose.
We've already been exposed.
Oh, absolutely.
It's gonna be even
It's just
worse.
going to make us
It's double exposed.
It's going to make us look worse before they do it at the end of the month, honestly. And
Will that be triple exposed then?
triple exposure. Tigers big in this one. Look for a fake field goal. They'll throw one of those in there. They always do. I think
The fake punt where Brad Wing celebrates too early and gets it canceled by a personal foul.
I think it's going to be the Tigers jumping out to a big lead. They will not score 50 just because those Florida DBs are just a little too good, but that doesn't mean Joe Burrow isn't going to have a day. I'll take the Tigers in this one, 45-23.
Out this time.
I think Carter would have the
tried.
first recorded offer in Pick'em history, which could have been interesting. Yeah. So lots of blue on my spreadsheet this weekend, representing L's. But on the bright side, on the back of that 1-6
should be green and
performance
red.
from some, I'm colorblind, so it's green and blue.
What happened? So the first half over under in the Arizona game last week was 31.5. With 2 minutes left in half, there were 13 points on the board, and the over for the first half hit. They scored 19 points in the last 2 minutes of the half.
That's Pac-12 football.
I mean,
It was literally just
I'm not
60-yard bombs
I'm
all
not
over
convinced
the place.
these games happen. I'm convinced everyone goes to bed and they make up what happened the next day.
This is game number 9, Jack.
Yes, penultimate pick. It is the Big Ten Showdown, Michigan at Penn State under the lights in College Park.
Can we all just say the same team?
On 3?
1, 2, 3.
Penn State.
By a million.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Number 10.
Penn State by a million returns.
What did you say over there?
Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State. Good job, guys.